Shabbat Shalom, great saints of Yahweh. May the peace of Yahweh be with all you companions. You all may be seated. Okay, the title of my speech this morning is going to be Yahshua's Companions, those greatly wondered at, bringing light to the nations. Okay, bringing light to the nations. Wasn't yesterday an awesome day in the house of Yahweh? You know, I really feel sorry for people that have left because they're not going to see these great things take place. These prophecies are going to come to pass 1,000%, okay? They're taking place, and you're seeing them, and Yahweh's word is going to come to pass. Turn over, if you would, to page 718, Zechariah chapter 3. Zechariah chapter 3, and we're going to look at verse 8 and 9 on page 718. I'm going to take it slow because I won't get up through this all in one day. It says, "Hear now, O Yahshua the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you." You know, I'm looking at them right now on both sides. Okay, and they're also in the outlying areas, okay, all over this world that are sitting at the feet of the greatest teacher in the world. For they are men wondered at, and women wondered at. Okay, wondered at. Remember Deuteronomy. Just keep your finger there. Turn over to Deuteronomy 30. Deuteronomy 30, verse 19. On page 173. It says, "I call heaven and earth as witnesses." Heaven and earth are witnessing this. They're wondering at you. You know that word wonder in Zechariah 3:8, men wondered at. It's Hebrew word number 4159, and it means men who serve as a symbol or sign. Men or women who serve as a symbol or sign. You know, with that in your mind, turn over to Hebrews chapter... let me see. Maybe we should go to... let's go to... Hebrews chapter 2 first. Hebrews 2. We're going to be looking at verse 11 on page 944. It says, talking about Yahshua, "For both he who sanctifies and those who are sanctified are all out of one." You know, Yahweh. "Therefore he's not ashamed to call them brothers, saying, I will declare your name to my brothers in the midst of the congregation. I will sing praise to you. And again, I will put my trust in him. And again, behold, I and the children whom Yahweh has given me." Now remember, men wondered at, meaning as a sign or wonder. Turn over to Isaiah 8:18 now. We're going to get back to Zechariah, but let's get a couple things in our mind. Isaiah 8:18 on page 534. And remember, that's 534 means branch in the Hebrew, right? That's when Daniel wrote Daniel chapter 12 in 534 BY. Remember all these numbers, okay? They add up to something. So 8:18 on page 535 says, "Behold, I and the children whom Yahweh has given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel, from Yahweh of hosts who dwells in Mount Zion." Okay? For signs and for wonders. I and the children Yahweh has given me. Speaking of Yahshua and his companions. Okay, now go back to Zechariah chapter 3. Verse 8 again. "Hear now, O Yahshua, the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you, for they are men wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant, the branch. For behold, the stone I have laid before Yahshua. Upon this stone, complete knowledge and understanding is established. Behold, I will engrave its inscription, says Yahweh of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day." Can I have my first slide? Okay, and I want you to look at this stone, this white stone that Pastor told us about years ago, this white stone of acquittal with these numbers that he received in a dream or a vision. And he was told, this is your lot. And those numbers were written on that stone. 17, 28, and 74. Can you go to my next slide? Now I'm reading from the 16th book of Israel, and I told everyone to read this chapter from 12:24:16. Okay, I told you to read those last two chapters in the 16th book of Israel, and if you did, you're prepared for what I'm about to show you. The dream, back to Zechariah, Pastor says, y'all can work on this. You can study this. You were in that dream where Yahweh gave me a stone. I told you he gave me this stone with 3 numbers on it, and he said, this is your lot. Do y'all remember that? Everybody remember he said, this is your lot. And I woke up with my hand closed like I was still holding it in my hand. Well, in my dream, I woke up with this stone in my hand, but I was still asleep, and he said, this is your lot. The numbers were 17, 28, and 74. Those were the numbers. Now in Zechariah, what we just read, the high priest Yahshua is talked about. Then Yahweh brings up the branch. I've always applied the next verse to Yahshua because it mentions a stone. It didn't dawn on me until this week the subject there in Zechariah was the branch. Well, the branch, brethren, is you. You're the branches. We are the branches. Yahshua is the vine. Don't forget that. It will help you with a lot of scriptures. Yahshua is the vine. We are the branches. Verse 112. Yahweh said to Yahshua, behold the branch, because I'm going to give you a stone to work with. That stone is us. That was the very stone that was put in my hand with the numbers 17, 28, and 74. Now to the underlined portion. That stone he gave to Yahshua was the branch with the stone, the stones. Yahweh said, I'm going to give him knowledge and understanding. I'm going to give this stone. This is his lot, and you're the one who's going to use him. You're going to be high priest over this stone. Then before that, you're mentioned here. Every one of you is mentioned there as being Yahweh's people most wondered about. Yeah, the Catholic Church is full of wondering right now. They hate us dearly. This is one, the underlined portion. This one is not going to be destroyed. You know, this righteous tree. This righteous tree will never be destroyed that you're all part of at this time. Okay, now, back to Zechariah. Now, I want you to get a couple definitions in mind. First, that word companion. A companion is a sharer or a partner or an associate. So you can see a companion, partaker, a partner. It's word number 3352. It's a partner in a work, office, and dignity. Okay? In other words, it's an associate. It's a friend. Okay? Someone who takes share or part of something, a partaker. We all partook of Yahshua's body the other night, right? And blood. Here. Okay? Now turn over to Yochanan 15. Yochanan 15. Because Yahshua says we are his friends. Okay? Yochanan 15. Verse 14 on page 833. It says, you are my brothers. That word friends in the King James says, you are my brothers if you do whatever I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for a servant doesn't know what his ruler's doing, but I've called you brothers because everything that I heard from my Father, I have made known to you. Is he not doing that for this house? So he calls us his brothers, you know. And here's that word. It means beloved. It's the same word there in that we just read. An associate, a friend, someone dearly loved or prized in a personal, intimate way. A trusted confidant, held dear in a close bond of personal perfection. And remember that word bond. And it focuses on value-driven or decision-based love. It's not a love that's unconditional. Okay? We just got done reading, if you love me, if you're my brother, if you're my companion, take part in this work that I did. Okay? Follow in my footsteps. And of course, you see here it means companion. Okay? Companion or friends. Now, you just saw the, can we have the lot numbers one more time? Okay. Okay, go look at those close again, and here we go. So, upon this stone, remember, I'm not going to get through all this, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, who Yahweh is working with and who his friends, Yahshua's friends and companions are. And yes, Yahweh's friends and companions as well. Okay, so here's the gematria of, upon this stone, complete knowledge and understanding is established. We're going to prove everything that Pastor said was true. That word 3254 is in Jewish gematria. Let's take a look at that. It means Yosef. Okay, and the word Yosef means to add. Remember, again and again and again and again, here a little, there a little, you know, keep trying to persuade the people over and over. It means added, adding, increase. It also means join. Okay, it means to join. And that's going to be important for you to get in your mind as well. It means to join oneself or to be joined. Okay, to be joined. Well, to be joined to what? To be joined to this work, tethering ourselves to this work, voluntarily tethering ourselves to this house and to this work. It means to add strength and grow stronger, and it means to add to do again or more, to keep doing over and over, keep adding. That's that word Yosef. Is that a coincidence that Yosef's name's in there? Well, I don't think so. Okay? I'm sorry. I get so excited sometimes. I just have all these wardrobe malfunctions at times because this is exciting stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at a really strange coincidence, okay? If you take Pastor's lot numbers and you double them, okay, there's Hebrew. It means bosom, and it's from this word here, and it means beloved. Okay, and you remember that 1730, that's the number of miles from Times Square to the House of Yahweh in Abilene, the press room. 1,730 miles. I brought that before. Now you can do the same thing with this one. 2828. It's this word here. Comes from the Hebrew word chashmam, and it means ambassador or envoys. Did you know that envoys are messengers or representatives, especially one of a diplomatic mission? Now, are we not all representatives here? We can do better than that. Now, the chief ambassador, you know, Yisrael Hawkins, the light to the nations, right? He's the chief ambassador. But we're all supposed to be following in his footsteps, and it means princes. Also in the Greek, notice this. It means a group of diners, you know, dining and reclining companions. Remember Yahshua and his disciples reclined at the table having a meal? A company. A company means those who eat bread together. Okay, that word company means those who eat bread together. The Spanish people know that pano is bread. So compano or company means those who share bread or break bread together. A group of diners. Interesting. But notice this. 7474 means companion. Now, isn't that a coincidence, House of Yahweh? Speaking of a beloved bride, it's from this word here, and it means friend, companion, fellow. Fellow workers. I don't know if they call women fellowesses or don't know, but you're included. The women are included in this, okay? We're all one body together. Now let's look at this. Let's take Pastor's first two lot numbers. It means to make a beginning, to commence, and it means beginning of sacrificial rites, to govern or to rule. Let's look, that was in the Greek. This is in the Hebrew. It means fisherman. Well, did he not tell us we will be made fishers of men? Remember that sermon that was given about the fishers going out and multiplying the people? That word fish meant to multiply. There you go. Here's the word fish, 1709. And it means, it's from this word here, daga. And it means to multiply, to increase, to grow. Okay? It means become numerous and grow. Turn to Isaiah 60:22 real quick, because this has been 6,022 years since creation, or man was put on earth. So let's go to 60:22 on page 568. Everybody there? It says, a little one will become 1,000. A small one, a mighty nation. I am Yahweh. In its time, I will hasten this. Now, who do you think that's talking about? Who do you think that's talking about? That's right, the house of Yahweh. A little one. You know, a small seed. It's going to be multiplied. Did we not see some of that coming to pass yesterday? 28:17 in the Greek, it means to draw out. To draw out. You know, to take the people out of the nations. To bring them here to the house of Yahweh. 28:17. See, that was 28:17. That was Hebrew, I'm sorry. Here's 28:17 in the Greek. It means an inheritance. An inheritance. It means an inheritance, a share, participation. It means a lot, a divine lot, the portion that Yahweh assigns somebody. A portion or lot that's assigned to someone. Okay? Remember, this is your inheritance. Remember the heritage, that's another word you can use, the heritage of Jacob. Okay. I got to get through this, at least today. Okay, so the lot numbers 17, 28, and 74. There's a Yahmatria. I'd put in lot numbers 17, 28, 74. That word 3444, we'll look at 4957 first. Here you go. It's this word here. And it's from this word here, sorek. And here's the number 7796. And here's what it means. It means a vine. And it's from Hebrew sorek. And it means choicest. And it's used in Genesis 49:11, the choicest branch. Okay, choicest branch. Keep that in your mind. That word, the next one is 3444. This should mean something to you. It means salvation. Okay, salvation. It means deliverance, help, security, victory. Remember that lot number 17 meant victory, right? Yeah. It's from this word, Hebrew Yahshua, and it means, it means brought salvation, endowed with salvation, etc. It also means victorious. Okay? Now, and this is interesting. Greek 344 means form, shape, outward appearance. And get this. It's from this word, meros, and it means a part, share, or portion. Okay? It means a part due or assigned to one, receive one's due portion, and it means a lot assigned to one. A lot assigned to one. A lot assigned to one. What could that mean? Well, look at this. You remember I brought this before. This isn't going to be any new news. I'm just going to build up to this because I'm not going to get to it all today. This isn't new. Pastor was born on August or 8/28/34, and he went to the UN as a light to the nations on 8/28/00 or 8/28. That was 3,444 weeks exactly to the day from his birth. And Israel, if you remember the word Israel, 34:78, Yisrael, it's from this word, he will rule as Yahweh, is from this word here. And notice, there you go, 8:28. Drop the 0, or you can even leave the 0 if you want. But that's when Pastor went to the UN as a light to the nations. Now I got to show you a picture. If you can go through to the last picture, I'll get this in at least today. Yesterday, while you were doing the work of Yahweh here in the sanctuary, being a light to the nations that were coming here, while you were here being a light to the nations, to this world, doing your work as a companion of Yahshua, this menorah was seen in the sky at the gate by a diligent deacon in Yahweh's house. It was seen at 1:57 p.m. while the people were here, the nations were here learning at your feet. Okay? 1:57 in Strong's means love, and it means beloved, dearly loved, friend, friends, dearly beloved friends. Yes, you are the dearly beloved companions of Yahshua. And the next time I speak, Yahweh willing, I'm going to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Keep working with Yahshua. He loves you. He sees what you're doing. He's very pleased. Yahweh is very pleased with this work. Keep up the job you're doing. He's showing you how much he dearly loves you, every one of you. And at this time, if you'd all please stand. It's my great honor and privilege to present to you, the great Kohan Yehuda Hawkins.